Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
And I'm Maureen Akers. Welcome, Gary.
Good morning.
Yes, glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, Gary, there have been a couple of interesting stories in the news lately. I wonder if you can help us with, help me answer a couple questions.
Try me out.
All right, let's try. All right, first one. The investigation, the criminal investigation happening at City Hall. Why would the DA recuse himself?
Yeah, well, I applaud it, actually. I think Don Kelly's done the right thing here because there's potentially the appearance of impropriety, meaning there may be a conflict or somebody might perceive there's a conflict if he doesn't treat people differently or doesn't prosecute hard enough or prosecutes too hard. I mean, there's just a no-win for someone in that position. A judge may be in the same position. A judge may feel like they need an outside judge, and that may happen too if it ever gets indicted, if anything ever comes of it. But I think it puts a lot of pressure on the relationships within the government, and we see this a lot. This is not unusual.
Okay.
So when there's people that have close relationships, you know, it's what I've fussed about with the Supreme Court, you know. Why do we want to have ethics rules there? Well, when there's close relationships that may get preferential treatment, it kind of destroys our confidence in the whole legal system, and that's why I think he's doing the right thing.
Okay, all right, very good. The mother of a girl killed at CSU, tragic story, but she has filed a lawsuit against them. Is there a case here?
So I don't know about the facts of the case. It's more to it, obviously, the little bit I've read since it actually happened, and what a horrible tragedy. But what I think we can learn from it is when you bring a lawsuit against the state, you have to follow certain procedures, and that's why this has been filed within a year, or at least notice was given within a year, because it's sovereign immunity. The state is really not subject to being sued, and CSU is a part of the state. So you can't just sue the state unless there's an avenue allowed for it. And so Georgia has enacted the Georgia Tort Claims Act, which does allow for lawsuits to be brought. That doesn't mean they're going to win or lose. It just means you can bring it if you provide notice of certain things before you file it. So I think that's what's happened. They have outlined their case. They've outlined who they think is responsible and essentially the theory and what their damages are. And they've said, Georgia, please deal with this. And if Georgia refuses, then they can file a lawsuit against the state and then be heard on the facts and the evidence. But it's important to know if you're suing the state, you have to file written notices in a specific format. You just can't be sloppy about it. It has to be done right. So anyway, if you have something like that, call a lawyer.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. See you on the next legal break.